Hey team, Damien Kelly here, exercise scientist, for the fourth in our video series, our core and mobility fundamentals. So already you should have been through and completed the first three videos of this series, mastered those movements, gained the benefit out of them, maybe over 4, 5 or 6 sessions each. I'd strongly suggest you do those and you do those repetitively before you come to this one here, because basically what I've done for those 10 exercises is looked at different movement patterns, different positions our body is in, and just made each video harder and harder. So to get the most out of the series, you should try to master each one first, all right? So here's the 10 exercises in our fourth of the series. The first one is a bent knee wiper. And I think wipers, the window wipers on your car. We're going to be lying on our back for this. Always a good idea where possible to have your head down, because when our head's up, we get a bit of engagement through our abs, which is, you think was a good thing, but I actually want to be able to engage it in my core when my head is down, because that's where the position my head is in when I'm walking around. So good to get an idea of bracing with our head in neutral. So now my knees are 90. It's a good idea to have my arms out to the sides for this. I want to lock my knees together and super glue my feet together, all right? So don't have them apart, have them squeezed together. And then from there, I'm going to lock my right shoulder down as I take both knees as far as I can to the left, keeping those knees at 90, back to the center. This time I go to the the right, lock my left shoulder down, keep those feet together, come back again. It's 2, let's join me now. Down, there's 3, feet stay glued together, 4, lock the opposite shoulder down, 5, and 6, stretch those obliques, 7, control the down phase, pause, use those obliques to pull back, 8, 4 more, 9. So this is a bit of strengthening through our obliques and also a nice stretch through our lower back. 2 more. As far as you can. There should be no pain through your lower back. It should feel nice. Okie doke. All right. Now we're going to do one of our glute max exercises. So we've done a few of these already, obviously in the series, but now we're going to do a unilateral version, so one leg at a time. So I place one flat foot on the ground, my knee is at 90 degrees, and I want the other leg out straight like so. From here, I'm going to do a one leg pelvic thrust as high as I can, all the way up, back down and touch, all right? You join me now for our right leg. Let's go up for 1, down light touch, up for 2, drive as high as you can, 3, 4, 5, 6, drive through that heel, as high as you can, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Should be filling out through the hamstrings and the glute. All right, being a unilateral exercise, we're obviously going to do the other side. So get that left foot now nice and flat. Slight bend in the knee, other leg straight-ish. And let's drive it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, high as you can, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, and 12. All right, really effective through those hamstrings and glutes. All right, the next one is a pretty tough exercise, great core strengthener. And once again, it's one of these supine exercises where I'm lying on the ground. I need to tilt that pelvis so I get that slight flattening of my back against the ground.
and then my job is to maintain that little bit of light pressure against the ground through my lower back as I perform the leg movement. So I want you to bring your legs up tonight like so. We're going to rotate the hips, flatten the back a little bit, and feel that engagement through our abs. Have your hands by your sides, and then maintaining that really strong core engagement, I'm going to kick out my legs and not around my back as I do that. So lock that abs in position, lock it in, lock it in, lock it in, and just kick those legs out as far as you can. If you start feeling through your lower back, you've kicked it out too far, so make sure it's all the interior, we're working at the abs, not the back. Let's go. Kick it out for 1, brace again, kick it out, 2, 3, kick it out, that's it, 4, brace that core, lock it in, there's 5, halfway, 7, so full focus on what's happening to that core. Is our back drifting off the ground, or are we keeping it down? Let's do 4 more. 1, try to keep your legs relaxed, have all the tension in your core. It's tough now. 1 more. And back in again, good stuff. You should have the sense that the obliques and the abs and the core is really working nice and firm for that one. All right, a little bit unusual one now. We're going to do a rollover, all right? So I'm lying on my tummy like so, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to sweep this arm across, and I'm going to peel my back one little bit at a time until I roll right over into my stomach, all right? So just watch me first. Lead with that right hand, peel that shoulder off the ground, and I'm going to roll right over onto my tummy. I'm now going to open up with my arm first, leave the hip down for as long as possible, and then open back out again, all right? We're going to alternate sides. So we'll start again with the right arm. So lead with the right, feel that one vertebra at a time start to peel off the ground, stretch it out and onto our tummy. Roll, lead with the shoulder, shoulder back, the lower body follows, and let's now do the left. So left arm across, stretch that back off, roll over onto the tummy, shoulder first, open, 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 leave the hip on the ground, and just let the lower body follow. That's 2. Right arm, keep the hip bum on the ground for as long as we can. We get that stretch through our back, and then roll over to 3. Arm first, open, open, perfect. And again, left, leave that hips on the ground for as long as you can. Roll over, arm first, there's 4. So try not to lead with the hip, make sure it's the upper body happening first. Reach, 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 that stretch through my obliques, and then the lower body follows. Arm first, stretch, good, it's 5. Arm first, lower body follows, arm first, lower body follows, there's 6, halfway. Once again, shoulder first, midsection, and then the hips at the finish. Stretch, 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 and then the lower body follows, there's 7. Let's be really conscious of the movement. We're trying to get mobility and strength here. It's 8. Stretch, good. Open, open, open. There's 9. Good, okay, one more each side. Arm first, shoulder peel, midsection, and then the hips. Arm first, hips, and then the legs. Last one, shoulder, and roll, and opening out, like so. All right, there's 12. Bit of an unusual one, that one. But that kind of, those ground movements, the rolling, the body working as a team, really a lot of very high profile trainers really moving into that kind of work now. It's almost like taking us back to being a child, but that's really how our body works and how it adapts that kind of movement really well, both from a mobility point of view, but also from a core strength point of view. All right, one of my favorite exercises. We've done different versions of this in the first 3 exercises. So once again, that's the first 3 workouts. Elbow directly under the shoulder, head in posture, make a fist out of the hand. We're in position like so. Now what we're gonna do now is we're actually gonna incorporate 2 of the movements that we've done previously. We did the leg abduction in the first video, and in the second or third video we did the bump shift. Now what we're going to do is actually do both of them at the same time. So just watch me for the first rep. So get that body in position. I'm going to lift my lower hip off the ground. Notice that I keep the full lower leg on the ground the whole time. I'm not on my toes. I'm bending my knees like so, and so that the weight is actually going to come up onto my shins and my knees like so. So here I am. I'm going to lift that hip off the ground. Once I get to full range, I'm then going to open out that top leg. Bring that top leg back and then back down to the ground. All right, follow me now. Hip up, extend the leg, back down. There's 1. Keep that head in posture, hips, top leg, full extension. 2, up, top leg. There's 3. The reason why I love this exercise is it's just doing so much at once. It's working on my left shoulder stability by bracing against the ground, which is really the perfect type of strengthening for the shoulder. It's working the obliques as well as I drive off the ground and keep my posture, but it's also really working both the top and bottom, left and right glute medius, one against pushing against the ground, the other one lifting against gravity. So it does 4 really important stabilizing movements in one, which is why it's probably one of my favorite warm-up exercises. Let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. If you like me, it's really starting to burn already, especially that bottom hip. All right, spin around the other way. Elbow onto the shoulder, make a fist out of that bottom hand, bend those knees. From here, hip up and lift. There's 1, 2, 3, get as high as you can. 5. I said it's working multiple parts of your body, but we're going to mainly feel it is through those lateral glutes. Okay, let's do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the reason why it's also great for as a warm-up exercise is because what we're in essence doing is activating, exciting all those really important stability muscles in our body. So then we go for a run or whatever it may be, any kind of workout, those muscles have been pretty excited and so they're ready to go then in the workout. Often we jump straight into a workout with some big exercises and the body's not yet ready, and so that's when you can damage the joint because those stabilizing muscles aren't yet ready to go. So they don't work effectively. By doing exercise like that, we're preparing the body for those big movements. All right, next one, we're now Superman. So we're lying down on our tummy and we're gonna raise opposite arm and leg. All right, so here we are, ready. It's not what we're gonna do. Previously did this opposite, I'm now gonna do 12 on the one side. All right, so we're gonna lift right arm and left leg as far off the ground as we can. Hold, there's 1. Repeat on the same side, 2. Lift, 3. Get both the thigh off the ground as far as you can and also the arm. Up, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get that arm past the ear. 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, other side. Lift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Lift that arm up, 9. 2 more. Lift. And lift. All right, nice work. Okay. Now, we talk about waking the body up. It not only needs to be from a strength point of view, but also just from a coordination point of view and from a speed point of view. So one of the things I love to do as a warm-up too, just to get my brain active, because remember the brain is what's instructing all my muscles, is just a bit of coordination work. So I'm going to stand on my left leg like so, just grab a ball, a tennis ball, an apple, an orange, something here you can throw safely wherever you are. And so let's start on our left leg, lift the posture, open the chest, and then from here, just little rainbow throws across from right to left hand, and back. So you can see what's happening here is, even though standing on one leg is a pretty easy thing to do, as soon as I distract the motor neural system that has to stabilize my ankle, I distract it with the ball. I'm asking it to do 2 things at once. All of a sudden it has to work a lot harder. So good thing to get used to. We're always trying to, with exercise, take the body further than where it's been before, challenge it more so it adapts, it gets stronger, it gets more able. All right, change legs. Nice and tall posture, trying to lose that, let's go. So, in the previous one, I lost it again. In the previous one, we did the up and nose touches. So that was a pretty basic distraction, but this one is a fair bit more going on. So, because when I'm walking around or I slip off a gutter or I'm running and I'm on some rough terrain, I don't get to think about my ankles having to stabilize. I'm constantly distracted by what else I'm doing, and that's what we're doing here as well. We're asking those ankles to work and to stabilize even though there's other stuff going on. So really important to challenge yourself like that. All right, another one of my favorite exercises, maybe I see by now I've got a lot of favorite exercises. This one's called the prone clean and press. So we do a lot of work on the front of our chest and our arms, because we can do push-ups and burpees and all that kind of stuff, but it's hard to get the posterior muscles, especially the shoulders, working. So we tend to often get an imbalance between the front and the back of the shoulders, which means our shoulders start to cramp forward, they start to put pressure on the joint and the cartilage at the front, and that's where we can get shoulder pain. That's a very common thing for a lot of people, get shoulder pain. So exercises like this not only can alleviate your pain, but they can also ensure that you don't get pain in the first place. So this is a really fantastic exercise to sort our shoulders out. All right, so we're lying in our tummies, our hands are by our sides, palms down. What we're going to do now is we're going to lift our palms as far off the ground as we can, keeping our elbows straight. We're then going to bend our thumbs up to our ears, and we're then going to press as far out above our head as we can. As we do that, we're trying to keep our elbows and arms as far off the ground as we can. We don't want the elbows to touch. We're keeping them raised up, and by keeping them raised up, I'm working that posterior shoulder. We'll now reverse it, straighten, and back to the ground. All right, let's go with me. 12, lift, bend, press. Reverse it, back to the ground. That's 1. Lift, bend, press, reverse it, keep those elbows off the ground, touch down, clean, and press. It's 3, relax those shoulders, lift, bend, and press. Good, that's 4, touch the ground in between each rep, lift. You might already start to feel the back of the shoulder muscles starting to burn a little bit, that's good. It means they're working. That's 6, don't rush it. Keep the forehead as close to the ground as you can, so we are getting the full effect of that arm lift and keeping our body in posture. 7, 8, 9, really starting to burn now. 2 more. Lift, bend, extend, get as much reach as you can above your head. Last one, lift, bend, and then extend right out, straighten those elbows, all the way back down. If you're finding that you're unable to get full extension at the top of that movement, it just means you are probably tight through the front of the shoulder. So just getting into a door frame and doing some range of motion work through the front of the shoulder can be a good start. And then yeah, just keep on working on that until you can get as much of that full extension as you can while keeping the full arm off the ground. All right, 2 more to go. So once again, following our progress with this series, we're now going to do a calf raise. We're going to do it unilateral. So once again, we're going to stand on one foot and we're going to now try to go up into a calf raise on that one leg. And you see that I'm good at that. Let's try that again. Up and down. All right, so follow me now. So one-legged calf raise as high as you can, just on the ground. Up. It's 1. Up. It's 2. Don't watch me as you're doing this. Just find a non-moving spot in front of you. Takes the pressure off me and makes it easy for you. That's 3. So not only a strengthening component to this, but once again, going from the toes really does add to a balance component, a balance stress as well. It's 6, 7, 8, as high as you can. 9, 10, oh, geez, 11, do as I say, not what I do, and 12. All right, change feet, hopefully we'll do better this side. All right, ready, find that non-moving spot, lift up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, get as high as you can, hold for a second or two, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now if your balance, you can see I was struggling there, if your balance is really bad, you can't really get the full effect out of that one-legged calf raise, you can just grab a table or whatever nearby and just put one finger on it just to give you that stability and then do your calf raise as you go. If you still want to get the calf raise effective, eventually your goal would be to do that without any support. All right, the last of this workout, the fourth of the series, is the dive bomb. All right, so in essence, it's a chest and tricep strengthener, but it's also really good mobility for the shoulder as well. So once again, we're kind of multitasking here with a lot of these movements, multiple effects, multiple benefits. So just do this on your knees. I think especially from warm up is more than enough. And so I come back to a push up. Body is relatively straight, tummy is tucked. And now what I'm going to do now is just watch me first go. I'm going to sink my bum back towards my hips, take my head to the ground and feel a really nice stretch through the obliques and under the arms. So push the ground away, hold that for a second, and then the dive bomb part is like I'm going to dive myself into a swimming pool, but I'm going to go into a good quality push-up. Now when I do that push-up, I don't want to arch my back and hit the thighs first. I want to keep the body like so, and then the chest is the thing that hits the ground first. My thighs are just off the ground, my nose is just off the ground, and I press back. Let's now join me now. So ready, we're going to go bum towards our heels, push the ground away, stretch under our arms, and then we're going to ease into a chest touch on our push-up. There's one. Push the ground away, bum to heels, stretch, ease into our next push-up, chest touch. There's 2. Push away, push, 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 into a controlled push-up for 3. Push away, feel that stretch, ease in. There's 4, maintain that core control, push, hold, and dive bomb for 5. No sagging tummies, stay locked in, lead with the chest touch. 6, push back, stretch. and 7. Push back. There's 8. Maintain that control. Every rep the same. Push back. 3 more. Actually 4 more. 3 more now. 9. Stretch. And 10. Triceps starting to burn. Stretch. All right, let's just do 1 more. Hold for 1 and 2. Body straight, thighs off the ground, chest touch, and push back. All right, team. Well done. What you're going to do now is you can either just follow the workout up in the corner there and go through a second or potentially even a third round, or otherwise just rewind the video back to the start and follow me through again. Once again, do this workout 5 or 6 times. See if you can get better at each of these exercises until you're even better than me, especially on those calf raises. And then once you've done that, you can progress on to the last of our series, which is the next video, video 5.